All right. We're now today in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 21. The wise in heart will be called prudent, and sweetness of the lips increases learning. And so the wise in heart, once again back to the wisdom thing, when you know a lot of things, when you're wise in the heart, what it means not only are you just wise in how to do things, but you're using your heart to say, okay, what's the best way to apply this to someone? They will be called prudent. They'll be called, hey, someone I can really trust. And the sweetness of lips increases learning. Hey, you can try to teach someone, but how you do it? Do you do it in a way where they want to learn? Sweetness, right? We like sweet things, right? It doesn't mean you coddle them. It means you present and you want somebody to learn something, present it in a way that they want to learn. How do they want to learn? And everybody has different ways. Some people like the straight out, just tell me what to do type of thing. Other people have a different way of doing it. Everybody has a different taste in sweets, right? Some people out there don't like chocolate. I can't imagine someone not liking chocolate, but there are some people that don't. But they like other things, and so find that way. How you want to instruct someone, you want someone to learn from you. Find a way that is sweet to them. Find a way that they will actually say, "Yeah, I want to know what you're trying to tell me. I want to do that." We all want to pass on our knowledge and our wisdom to others, especially to those that we love and care about. Find a way to do it where they will want to, because if they want to learn it, they will learn it. Okay. Um, Understanding is a wellspring of life to him who has it, but the correction of fools is folly. When it's talking about here, there's so many times we're going to make mistakes. Can we accept correction? Can we understand, hey, this is probably not the best thing for us? Now, fools, when you try to correct a fool, it's folly because they're like, I'm just going to do it. I don't care what you have to say. The problem is when you get to that point in life where I don't care anybody says, I'm just going to do my own thing and ignore anybody else's thoughts. Now, not that everybody else is right either, but you know what? Someone's going to have a good thought here and there, and you can use your brain to kind of pick through what's the good, what's the bad, what can apply in your life. But when you go on your own, no one knows it all. And a fool who says that it's folly because you try to correct a fool who thinks like that. You're just going to be like beating your head against the wall. I run into that all the time, and I'm like, man, if you and I have people come to me and say, if they would just listen and do all this, I understand that. But until they're ready to, until they really understanding with others is so important, till they really get that in their life, you might as well be hitting your head against a brick wall. You got to let them kind of let them. Sometimes you got to let people hit rock bottom before they're actually ready to listen. You hate for that, you really do. But if they're not going to listen, you're wasting your time, and you only have so much time. And also, if you continue to berate them, what happens? They just tune you out, and then when the time comes they need you, you're not there. Now, you put it out there, but you got to know at the point when it's not worth to keep doing, but you still love the person and still there for them. That doesn't mean you totally reject the person. We never reject anybody, but sometimes you got to let people make the choices that they're going to make, but then be there for them when they're ready to listen to the answer. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth and adds learning to his lips. We should always be a lifetime learner. We should always be learning because, we're always going to find something new. I strive to do that every day, find something new that I didn't know before. Why? Because you know what? It adds to it adds to my life. It adds to the wisdom I can share to other people. It just builds and does things. And you want to go, oh, that's neat. You don't have to always be book learning and all that. Just living life and go, oh, well, what that person did, well, I can take away from that. Sometimes things they do wrong, you learn something new from. Sometimes they say something that's really amazing, or just keep your eyes open to that, your ears open to that, your mind open to that, and you'll enrich your life, and you'll be able. And sometimes you'll go, wow, I changed my perspective on that. When someone's able to change, it really shows that they're actually willing to learn, they're willing to listen, and if they're willing to listen, that means people can trust what you say and that you actually listen to them. And so they'll be willing to share. What a great way to help one another. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones. You know, we want to share pleasant words. And now sometimes we got to correct somebody. Sometimes we got to rebuke somebody. But the question is, how do you do it? Are you doing it because you want to put them down? Or are you doing it because you want to help them get back up? It's a very fine line, but a necessary line because, we can't just tell people what they want to hear. Some people can get that. Well, we'll just tell people what they want to hear and make sure everything's sweet and happy and joy. And, that's not always the case. Okay, but we got to be willing to say. But how we say it has to come across in a way where they'll want it. That's where the pleasantness comes in, and sweetness to the soul. You're trying to reach their soul, and how can you get there? And that's a very important thing to do. And sometimes you got to correct your loved ones, and rebuke your loved ones, but you can't do it like you're wrong. And no, you got to be, hey, I know what you're doing. It's not doing the best for your life. I want the best for you. Who doesn't want the best in life? Who doesn't want, lead with stuff like that, and you'd be more apt to get some things accomplished. Because you think if you don't do it, and you come in the wrong approach, you're going to cause yourself more stress. And if you leave it alone, you're going to cause yourself more stress, because once the thing happens, it's going to be terrible, and there won't be anything to come back to help with that. Because in verse 25, there is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end, it's the way of death. Just because it looks right doesn't mean it's the right way to go. That's why you need the wisdom of counselors. That's why we got to be out there and they think that they're doing the right thing. And I've seen that. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. But wait a second. Does God say you're right? And if God doesn't say you're right, then you're wrong. But people don't always want to listen to what God has to say. But then we need to be there for them and say, okay, and we got to see it leads to death. So we got to look at our moments to be able to interject wisdom into their life. But we got to do it with what? With pleasant words and things that are sweet. Because if we interject in the wrong way, they're going to reject everything you have to say, and they're going to go further in the other direction. Can we interject pleasant words and sweet sounding words and say, hey, I'm here to help you. I don't want to see you die. Okay. And that's the last thing we want to do, is push them further along the road to death. We want to be able to stop them from getting to there in the first place. Well, I hope you have a great day. Remember, Jesus loves you. I love you, and you're absolutely awesome.